OpenAI's former super alignment leader blasts company. Safety culture and processes have taken a backseat. And here we see the progression of the drama of OpenAI that we have talked about 1 or maybe 2 days ago, with Elias Saskova stepping down and Jan Leike following slowly after. Now, as you know, some people have speculated that this means, alignment is achieved, or OpenAI now has AGI, has achieved AGI, and things like that. And some people were very worried about what Elias Saskova or Jan Leike maybe have seen with an OpenAI. I suspect when they say what they have seen, they refer to advanced AGI or maybe even ASI systems. Well, they have seen something, or rather say a development of OpenAI that we'll look at right now. So yesterday or 19 hours ago, Jan Leike posted this very large X thread with explaining why he left, saying, I'm so great what we have built together, love the teams, things like that, obviously. But here are the interesting things. First of all, he writes, I believe much more of our bandwidth should be spent getting ready for the next generation of models on security, monitoring, preparedness, safety, adversary robustness, super alignment, confidentiality, societal impact, and related topics. So he says that in his team, he often didn't even have enough compute to do what he was there to do. So he couldn't even work on super alignment and safety concerns because so as he says here, but over the past years, safety culture and processes have taken a backseat to shiny products. And the very interesting to note here is again what I also said in the last video is the timing of all of this. Because Elias Saskova, Jan Leike, they have been in the company for quite some time now. And the whole drama started in November where Sam Altman was ousted, and then we didn't see Elias Saskova really in OpenAI anymore. And now he steps back and Jan Leike follows. And this all comes just a few days after the new huge announcement of ChatGPT 4.0 that OpenAI made. So first of all, they overshadow this announcement a little bit, and they also kind of piggyback on it, so they have more media coverage, which is very interesting. The news is likely to be a major black eye on OpenAI amid its rollout of the new GPT 4.0 multimodal foundational model, which this article here says as well. And then, of course, Sam Altman also came out and said, we have a lot more to do. We are committed to doing it. It'll have a longer post in the next couple of days as a response to Jan Leike. Why a longer post in the next couple of days? Because, of course, I need to make sure they get the wording right. I mean, what else is Sam Altman supposed to say after what Jan Leike posted here? This is nothing I would pay too much attention to, what Sam Altman says here, because, again, what else is he supposed to say than that? And now they probably work on a very, very long tweet where they try to get the wording perfectly, exactly right, to prevent more damage from happening, because this is definitely damage that has been done now, especially when we look over at this timeline here that I found, which is very interesting, and this really makes a round right now, because we see the development of OpenAI in the last couple of years. So 2021 already, the team leads of safety concern resign, and then more safety researchers leave OpenAI. Then here, 2023 November was Sam Altman ousted. This was probably so my guess is that Sam Altman is, pushing, yes, we want more products, we bring it out at any and all costs without paying that much attention to safety concerns. He just wants to push AI and products, and then he was ousted from probably Elias Saskova as a ringleader to go more into the safety direction, but then of course Sam Altman came back, and then after that we saw the continuation of the development that more and more safety researchers here get fired. They leaked safety concerns and then they got fired, and then here more concerned safety researchers resigned, and then of course now the peak of it, you could say, or maybe we'll see not yet the peak, but for now the peak of it is that Elias Saskova resigned, and with him Jan Leike, which is maybe a little bit concerning, but we'll also talk about that more in just a second. Now, a very interesting thing is that many of the safety researchers and leaders and all the people who have been in charge of safety for OpenAI, who resigned or got fired, many of them started their own. Some of them started Anthropic. You all know Anthropic, Claude 3, which has safety in mind first. And if you have used Claude 3 back in the day, I don't even know if it says it still, but Claude 3 or Claude 2 back then, I guess it was, always said, I am an AI built with safety in mind, something like that. So that was very notable. So many of these former OpenAI employees got into work that focuses much more on safety and alignment, which is very interesting to note here. But I want to talk about this one sentence here in this article. Currently, we don't have a solution for steering or controlling a potentially super intelligent AI and preventing it from going rogue. And I think this is a very, very interesting sentence because there's a lot in here. I'll just read it again. Currently, we don't have a solution for steering or controlling. Steering or controlling a potentially super intelligent AI. So this would be ASI, basically almost, maybe very intelligent AGI, and preventing it from going rogue. Now, this is very, very interesting in my opinion. Now, of course, I'm not an AI researcher or an AI scientist, and I would never claim that I know more of these people. But when you really think about it, I don't think that there can be a good solution for that. Because what does it entail to create a super intelligent AI? Now, one thing would be that the super intelligent AI or the developing AGI is smarter than most humans and especially smarter in developing itself and working on itself. So it can better develop itself further than humans could do that. And if it can do that, then how could it even be possible to have any safety measures in place developed by humans to prevent it from doing whatever it deems right to do? So, because it is, by definition, the smartest system on the planet and the best system to develop itself further, so it will likely be able to circumvent any safety measures or any other things in place. So when they say we want to control a potentially super intelligent emerging AI, I am not sure if this is even possible. Now, and here's what I think is very interesting is what Ben Goertzel also talks about a lot, and I talk about this probably in my videos also all the time. When we develop AGI or a super intelligent AI system, how can we make sure that it's aligned with human values and human goals? Well, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, but in Ben Goertzel's opinion, and I tend to believe that because it makes logical sense for me, especially when we think that a super intelligent AI will be able to develop itself further better than humans can do it, then I think the thing that makes most sense is that right from the start, we train this AI on doing positive things. And it only does positive, or mainly does positive things that are aligned with human values and human goals. And when this is the foundation of the developing AI, I don't think there's any reason to believe that it would go rogue or would be malicious, because right from its foundational core, it was trained on positive things. Like, for example, the Regio project, which does longevity research and will be one of the very first implementations for OpenCog Hyperon, which is the AGI approach of the ASI Alliance, as most of you know. But yes, this is still a very interesting question. Now, I tend to be in the camp of these AI safety researchers that I have worked on alignment, like Elias Saskova, Jan Leike, definitely very important work, but maybe they see it all a little bit too pessimistic. Still, I think it's very concerning that OpenAI slowly get rid of them, and now of all of them, because some safety research definitely should be in place. But I would and again, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a researcher, but from my personal opinion and from what I read, observe, I would say they are maybe a little bit too pessimistic when it comes to all of that. And I tend to agree with the thoughts of Ben Goertzel and other people that, well, right from the start, just let's make sure that the developing AI and AGI system is doing positive things, is aligned or is working on human values and goals. It's not used for fraud, for misinformation, for devaluation of others, for things like that. And right from the start, it's used only and solely for positive things. And if this is the foundation, there's no reason to believe that it would go rogue or be malicious. But what are your thoughts about that? Do you think it's extremely, extremely concerning that Elias Saskova, Jan Leike, and all the AI safety researchers on OpenAI have resigned now, and that there's apparently not a lot of funding for AI safety research? Do you think, yes, it's important, but maybe they are a little bit too pessimistic? What do you think about the AI needs to be aligned with human values and goals right from the start approach? and then there's no reason to believe it will go rogue. What are your thoughts? I'm very, very curious to hear them in the comments. So let's talk about it.